Hello, everybody. I'm going to give it a second for some folks to join, but I talked about this last week, said that I was going to do this, and we're doing it, right? I wanted to give away my three top secrets for sustainable weight loss, right? Like how I was able to do it, and so many women I've worked with have been able to lose the weight, the excess weight, and keep it off for good this time, and feel good while doing it. Feel like, you know what? This isn't coming back. I got this, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today is these three secrets, right? And it's simple stuff. Simple stuff, right? And folks don't see it as like we make it harder than it has to be, right? We make it so much harder than it has to be. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys today so that you're really getting an idea of how you can do it too, right? And how you can make this a part of your lifestyle every day so it feels easy, it feels simple, right? Which sounds crazy, right? Like, I know there's some part of you that's like, there's no way that this can be easy. There's no way that someone can lose 100 pounds and do it easy. Even folks who have had weight loss surgery, right? Because some of us think that that is the easy way out, right? And we realize that that's not easy either. So then it's like, so how can she possibly be saying that you can lose 100 pounds and make it simple, right? So I'm not saying the journey is easy. What I'm saying is that what gets to be easy is the process, what you're doing, right? The steps that you take, the movements that you do. That's what gets to be easy, right? It doesn't have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be like so hard that it becomes unbearable, right? So I'm gonna give a quick example. So, right, I know so many people, and you probably know people too like this, who they were on their journey and they finally found their why, right? So I knew a woman named Tara, right? Tara finally found her why. She was like, you know what? It's time for me to invest in myself, invest in my health, and I'm gonna lose this weight. So Tara got herself a personal trainer, right? She went to a nutritionist and she was ready. She was doing it, right? Tara was, she had gotten strict on her eating. So the nutritionist and the personal trainer had her doing an eating plan where she was eating, I think it was like grilled chicken, rice, and broccoli. Like that was pretty much the meal every day, right? Sometimes the chicken would be chicken breast, sometimes it would be like the wing, right? So but it was always like chicken, broccoli, and brown rice, right? That's what she was eating every day. And then she was working out with this personal trainer. He had her doing lifting, he had her doing some cardio. She was working out hour and a half each day, right? She wasn't working with a personal trainer every day. He gave her things to do throughout the week so that she was working hard, right? So Tara lost over 100 pounds and she did it relatively quickly. I mean, less than a year, she lost this 100 pounds and she felt amazing. She was out here on Facebook posting her before and after pictures. She felt incredible. Lost 100 pounds. I'm finally where I want to be. I'm finally able to wear my first bikini, all of these things, right? And she felt amazing. And everyone around her is talking about, wow, you look incredible. Look what you did. Such an amazing feat. Congratulations. And she's really proud of herself, right? So this was a few years ago. Well, Tara to how do I say this? To reward herself for achieving that 100-pound mark, she's like, let's go celebrate. We're gonna head out to dinner. We're gonna go out to dinner and I get to, cheat a little bit. I've been so strict for a whole year or less, less than a year, but I've been so strict all this time and lost the weight. Now I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna have fun, right? So she's going out there and they go and celebrate and they have, on the border, right? They went to a restaurant. She's having the chips, right? She's having the nachos. She has her dinner, which was like, a fajita meal, right? And then she has the dessert, right? I think it was like tres leches or something. Don't quote me. It might have been tres leches, right? But the point is, she went all out, right? Then the next day, she took the kids to Cold Stone, which you guys know how much I talk about Cold Stone, right? So she took the kids to Cold Stone and she's doing all the things. Eventually, the habits that she had created for nearly a year, were all gone to waste, right? she was finding herself within, within a couple of months of, hitting her goals, she was already back up about 20 pounds. And the reason that this happened is because Tara was on a mission to lose the weight because she had found her why. Her why was she wanted to be healthier for her children so she could be active and do things with her kids, right? So she had lost that weight. She'd lost 100 pounds and was really proud of herself. But what Tara didn't do, and this is the first secret that I'm going to share with you, she hadn't changed her relationship with food. So what Tara did was she ate what the trainer and the nutritionist told her to eat. She went heavy on the workouts, an hour and a half to 2 hours a day working out. She found the time. We're all so busy, and she was extremely busy too, but she found the time because it was important to her, right? And she invested. I mean, personal trainers are not cheap, right? So she's investing, $1,200 a month on a personal trainer and whatever on the nutritionist. I think nutritionist was like $25 a session because it was through insurance and stuff like that. But the point is that she had invested and she was doing the thing, and within a couple of months she was already back up 20 pounds. So the first thing that Tara had not been able to do was change that relationship with food. She had done the strict eating for all that time so she could lose the weight, but she had no plan to stay in maintenance to keep the weight off. And so this was a major issue, right? So she's finding herself gaining weight, and now all the progress that she has made over the past 9 months, I believe it was, gone. 100 pounds, right? Gone. And here is what the issue is, right? Here's what comes up. You gotta change the relationship with food. That's secret number one. Change when you change your relationship with food, meaning you're eating because it's a celebration. Girl, please. We are partying. You just graduated, got your master's degree. We are partying. Your MBA, let's go. We're gonna go to, whatever restaurant. We're about to eat. We're about to have a good time. We're about to drink it up, right? What's the drink? What's the special tonight? All the things, right? And now we're celebrating with food. Then it's like, oh, something else happened. Someone's in a bad mood, a breakup, or argument with the spouse, right? Eating, because we eat when we're sad too. We eat when we're angry. We eat when we're hurt. But we get to shift that. So the first secret is understanding what your relationship with food is, and then how to shift that relationship. Because when you shift the relationship with food, everything changes. So when I met Tara, she was already back up 100 pounds, right? She had gained all her weight back, and she was feeling so down. She was feeling like a failure. Like, can't believe I did all that almost an entire year of her life. And it was for nothing, is how she saw it. And so the first thing we worked on was, what is your relationship with food? Let's get an idea of what that is. So what I want each of you to do, those who are watching this, take note of what your relationship with food is. And what does that mean? That means, how much do you like, why do you eat? When you go to have your first meal of the day, right? Are you hungry, or are you eating because it's 8 a.m. It's the morning, right? Are you eating because it's time to eat, or are you eating because your body actually needs food, right? When 12 o'clock hits, are you hungry yet, or are you eating because it's lunchtime? What are you choosing to eat, right? What have you connected to lunch food or breakfast food? I'll tell you right now, I just had 3 eggs and three like breakfast sausages. That was my dinner, breakfast food, right? Like, what's considered breakfast food. But my body needed protein, so that's what I ate. Because when you change your relationship with food, you become better at listening to your body, understanding what it's saying. So, quickly, I'm Ileka Falette, right? I haven't introduced myself yet for those who are brand new to my channel. I'm Ileka Falette. I'm a mom of four. You can likely hear them in the background because my kids are loud. They laugh loud, they play loud, they cry loud. Everything happening is loud in this house, right? So you'll hear them at some point. So I'm a mom of four, and And first of all, let me know if you got loud kids too. I want you to comment in the chat, in the comments. You know what? Loud. My kids are loud too, right? I want to know who's here. Do you have loud kids, right? Because if you do, you're something like me. So I'm a mom of four, and about 7 years ago, I lost 120 pounds. And I did it through using these secrets that I'm sharing with you today. After losing the weight, I shifted careers. Um, I didn't want anybody else to feel like I felt. And folks think that that has to do with the way I felt about my body. It wasn't that. You know, I wasn't in love with the way my body looked because there wasn't that, but I wasn't ashamed of it. The shame came with the fact that I couldn't do the things. So my knees were in really bad shape, my back, constant pain, right? Arthritis in both knees, plantar fasciitis in both feet. So when it came to hanging out with my kids, running with them, and playing games with them, all of those things, I wasn't able to do it. And so then when I lost the weight, I decided to shift and become, you know, start a YouTube channel about health, and then begin creating memberships, a membership and coaching on how to improve your health and make it a lifestyle that's sustainable. Because we've all been through that roller coaster of up and down so many times that we're over it, right? We're over gaining and losing the same 30 pounds. We're over constantly having four different sizes of clothes in the closet, right? Everything from a size 12 all the way to a 24, right? It's ridiculous. We're done with that. We want to have sustainable results, right? And keep the progress, keep the feelings that we get, right? Because when I was able to improve my health, I had more energy. I didn't realize I was tired all the time. I didn't realize it until my kids said, like they finished my sentence one day. I was like, "Mommy is so tired. Mommy, you're tired." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, how often do I say that? How often do I say tired so much that the kids can finish that sentence?" If that's you, comment in the chat. You know what? I say tired all the time too. Like, let me know who's here and if this is something that you're feeling too, because I've totally experienced that, where I've said I'm tired so much that the kids just call mommy's tired. Like they just assume that I'm always tired. So that was my story. And over the last 6 years, I've committed myself um, to really turning around this health and wellness business, meaning meaning helping coaches and helping folks who are on this journey to make it sustainable and easier, right? Make it something that you can actually do that doesn't feel like a chore. Because when we create a lifestyle of better health, right, and we're living into that lifestyle, we feel better long term. The pain goes away and inflammation goes away. Like, I don't know if you've experienced this, but if you have had times where you've lost weight and maybe you've picked it back up, but when you've lost it, you found that your knees feel better, your feet feel better, like your body feels better. That's something that once I felt that, I knew I didn't want to go back. And so the shift for me, I knew it needed to be permanent, right? So going back to secret number one, it's about changing that relationship with food, right? And so that's exactly what I helped Tara do. So then when we worked together and she lost the 100 pounds, this time she kept it off, right? Because she understood what that meant. She understood what was happening up here that was being connected to food and why it wasn't necessarily supposed to be. And so she was able to overcome that, right? And now, years later, she's sustaining her results. Changing the relationship with food, that's secret number one. All right. So let's talk about secret number two. I'm going to give this to you, right? Secret number two is, and this is wild, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be like, yeah, right, this isn't a thing, but it's managing stress. So, what I realized working with over 1,000 women, right, and a few guys, working with over 1,000 women over the last 6 years, and also even on my own journey, was that stress was a huge impact to what was happening in our bodies, right? Is a huge impact to what's happening in our bodies. So when we find ourselves stressed, we tend to hold on to more weight. I want to know, Have you ever noticed yourself like in a situation where you're stressed out, right? Like everything's going on, right? The kids are, acting a fool, right? Somebody's crying, somebody's yelling, somebody's angry, right? Um, Dinner's not made. You can't even think about what's going to happen at dinner. And then people at work were just getting on your last nerve, right? Have you noticed in those situations when stress has come up that you're feeling bloated? You may feel bloated, you may feel nauseous and not feel good. What happens is stress actually impacts weight or fat loss more than most things. Studies have shown lately that stress actually increases blood sugar levels. And so what? Blood sugar levels increase. What does that mean, right? The reason that's important is because when blood sugar increases, fat loss decreases, right? So fat burning decreases. So you're no longer burning fat at the level that you could have been, even if you're in like ketosis or whatever, right? When you're stressed in ketosis, the fat's not coming off. If you're fasting and if you're fasting and you're stressed, you're not seeing the results that you would have seen. So stress management becomes super important. And so one of the things that we do for stress management, and this is just one quick thing that anyone can do any day of the week. And I want to share this with you. I shared this with a client earlier today. For stress management, when you're in a spot where it's just like, oh my gosh, everything's happening, I'm losing my mind, this is too much, I can't even deal, I'm going to scream at somebody or I'm going to cut someone's throat. Like, sometimes it gets like that, just losing it, right? Let me know, first of all, in the chat, comment me if you've ever experienced that. If you're ever in a situation where you're just like, I've had it, I'm done. I don't even know if I can breathe. This is too much, right? Stress has just got to that point. So when that happens, yep, I'm seeing some me's, right? When that happens, what you get to do is you get to breathe through it. I know it sounds easy and it is, right? It sounds like that's not going to work. But the next time you have that feeling of stress just being overwhelming, I want you to sit back and take 3 deep breaths, but in a triangle fashion. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to um, I'm going to give an example. I'm going to show you how I do it, right? So take a deep breath in on a 4 count. In, deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hold it at the top for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you let it out for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you do that 3 times. Go back in for 4, hold for 4, let it out for 4. By the time you've done that 3 times, that's essentially like nearly 60 seconds of breathing, right? What happens is your body starts to step back into where you need to be, right? You calm a bit and it helps reduce the stress in that moment. And that's just one of the tools that we use for reducing stress. I don't have, I'm not gonna we can't be on all night, so I'm not able to give all the stress relieving tools that we use, but that's something simple that anyone can do. And it doesn't have to be like I went all big with it, but it doesn't have to be so visible, right? You can just do the deep breath while sitting just like this. Like anyone can do it at any time, and it can help you to reduce some of that stress because stress is many times causing to hold on to the weight, right? It's causing you to also, we always talk about what stress eating, right? That's something that everyone talks about. Oh, I'm a stress eater, I'm an emotional eater. When you take that moment to do those deep breaths in for literally 1 minute, right? You begin to release some of that stress. And now eating doesn't get to be the thing that you do when you're stressing out. The breathing gets to be the thing. So that's a quick second tip on how to reduce stress, right? Now, third tip, right? Let's go to the third secret on how to have sustainable long-term weight loss, right? Long-term health, improved health long-term. We're getting rid of all these ailments because we don't need them, right? We don't need type 2 diabetes. We don't need high cholesterol. We don't need high blood pressure. We don't need our knees to be hurting, our feet to be aching, and our back to be hurt and to have inflammation all over, right? We don't need it. So we get to release that, right? So the third thing that has helped so me and so many of my clients sustain their goals and their results, right? Rather than what Tara did the first time, right? Remember, she lost the weight, lost 100 pounds. I talked about this at the beginning for those who just came in, right? She lost 100 pounds working with a personal trainer and nutritionist, and she was so proud of herself. Posted her pictures before and after all over her Facebook. And then the weight started coming back, and she was so embarrassed and felt like a failure. And we began to work together at that point. Number one, secret one, changing her relationship with food, meaning what does food mean to her in her life, right? And that sounds like pie in the sky, right? But look internally for yourself. What does food mean for you? I know for me, food was everything. It was partying, it was fun, it was celebration, it was, sadness, it was anger, it was boredom, right? It was just filling some sort of void. And it wasn't necessarily hunger here in the stomach. There was something here that was hungry. And I'm not sure, and I couldn't understand why food was the thing that I thought would fill it when I wasn't actually hungry. Right. And you may be feeling that same way. And so when we understand that, then we get to shift through it, shift past it, right? So that was the first one. The second one we just talked about, which is stress management and how stress impacts it. So Tara and I, we worked through changing her relationship with food. And then number two, we worked through stress management. And here's number three. I'm going to give you this one, right? Because I know right now it's like it may feel a little bit like information overload, right? You may feel like, oh my gosh, how much is she going to tell us? How much stuff is she going to share with us, right? Like, okay, I don't even know how to change my relationship with food yet or deal with stress, and now she's about to have a third thing. But here's what I want to tell you, right? When like I have a group called Reclaim Your Curves VIP, right? It's a community, right? It's a group. And so many times, right, when we go through things in our community, we have a membership portal where we go through and we have specific things to do, right? There's so much more than that with that than I'm sharing right now because I can't share everything, obviously, right now. But know that there are tools, there is guidance, there is support. And so the third tip is community. See, what happens is many times we feel alone on this journey. We're trying, and we feel embarrassed to talk about it, right? Like for me, I'll give me as an example, right? I could give another client, but there's, so many. Like, here's the example, because this is so personal to me. Um, I've been on diet since I was 8 years old. That was when I started my first diet. I'll never forget it, right? And over the years, I was always on some diet and always sharing, guys, I'm doing this thing, I'm on this diet, I'm trying to lose weight, blah, 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 right? And what was happening over the years was that I would always lose a little bit and then I would fail. Lose a little bit and then gain the weight back. So I kept feeling like a failure, kept feeling like a failure. And I realized at some point I no longer wanted to keep talking about it. Eventually I was just trying stuff and not telling anyone about it because I got tired of feeling like I was failing and feeling like people were judging me for it, right? So what I did was I joined a community where it was other women on the same journey looking to improve their health, right? That community, it gives you a space to chat. It gives you a space to talk about what you're going through. And it becomes a safe space, depending on how it's curated, right? It can become a safe space for these conversations. Hey, awesome. Thank you. But that's exactly what it is, right? We're talking about the community. It becomes a safe space. But every community is not created equally, right? Like we can all join a Facebook group, right? There's all these Facebook groups out there on health and wellness and stuff. And you post in the group and people comment, and there's 5,000 comments with folks trying to sell you something or trying to trying to give you advice, and there's 17 different types of advice, and it's just, and you feel like, okay, this isn't helpful. Or you really want to share something intimate, but now it's on Facebook. So they could easily screenshot it or whatever, and it's a hot mess, right? It's not something that you want. So what you can do instead is like, so that's the Facebook community, right? That's the free groups and things like that. And it doesn't feel like the community that you're hoping for. Also, where's the guidance, right? Where's the support? Where, like, there's a community, there's people, but they don't know you. No one's checking for you in there. No one's saying, hey, where's Jennifer? She hadn't been talking and she hadn't posted in the group in a while. She hadn't asked any questions. She hasn't been on our calls. And that's the thing. It's time to be in it. Like, that's the difference, right? So the community that I created is one where you have guidance, support, trust, right? You know that when you post, you know what, guys? I got tired of doing this. So I bought some Swedish fish and I just went in. I was just I felt like I needed it. There's going to be people saying, "You know what? I get it because I've done something similar." And how did you feel after eating the Swedish fish? As opposed to like being like, "No, why'd you do that? Oh, you're bad." Da, da, da. You have already beat yourself up enough. We don't need to beat you up. But what we can do is help you lean in, get an idea of why you did it, right? So then next time that this happens, you're not going after the Swedish fish. And that's what we do in Reclaim Your Curves community, right? The VIP community. We're looking at what is it that's causing this, right? Why did you feel like Swedish fish was the answer to this stress issue or whatever it was that was happening, right? And so we're talking about those things. We also every month have a theme. So for the month of July, actually for about from the middle of June until the end of July, we talked about fasting. And so every session that we had, because we have sessions on Zoom, because you know what? I like to see people. I like to have conversations. Like going live on YouTube is cool, but it's even better to get on Zoom and have a real cool conversation. So we would get on Zoom and I would provide some guidance and information on on how to fast for different types of lifestyles, how to fast at different ages, how to fast, you know, based on your cycle, like all of these different things. So we would do that over a few different sessions. And then we would also have Q&As. Hey, what are you going through? What's happening in your life right now? What's going on in your world that is impacting your health and wellness journey right now? These are the kinds of things that we talk about, right? Because we get to, because it's important, because it's going to help you achieve your goals, and help you sustain your goals. You found energy again. You want to keep that, right? You're fitting into your size 14s again. You want to sustain that, right? So we get to have those conversations, and we meet a couple times a month on Zoom. And then we have our community where folks go live, they comment, and it's outside of Facebook because God knows we're all a little sick of Facebook, right? So we have a community where folks can support each other. And I'm there. Like, I don't know how many times you've been in any sort of membership or community and you felt like the person that was running it wasn't a part of it, right? That's not how I like to run things. I like to make sure that I'm a part of it. Like, I'm asking questions, I'm reaching out to you. You post and I'm commenting. I'm in there with you because I want to make sure that you're achieving the results. And part of the reason that I created this community was because I wanted folks at different levels of income to be able to come together, right? I wanted folks to be able to invest at a lower level than my higher ticket programs are. So you get to see results and not feel like it's breaking the bank for you because not everybody's at the same level, right? So that's part of why we created the Reclaim Your Curves community, VIP community. And we're going to be starting in September doing live workouts in there. So once a week, we have a live workout where someone's leading the workout session, whether it's me or another coach leading the workout, and you get to get your workout in our community. We also have guest speakers talking about everything from gut health to financial wellness because this is a full wellness community. That's what's important. So that is secret number three, having your community, right? Having a community that can support you and knows what they're doing, what they're talking about, and is going to look out for you, right? That's all about staying accountable. When you have a community that's like checking for you, you're staying on your journey. So if this is something that you're feeling like, you know what? This is for me. I need this right now, right? I've been looking for something like this. Maybe you only have 15 pounds to lose, or maybe you're already at your goal and you're wanting to make sure that you sustain those results. This is the community for you, right? Because we have women in there of all shapes and sizes, right? And we come together and we achieve results and we sustain those results. The community is super important, right? So I'm gonna put in the comments the reclaimyourcurves.com, the website, that you can go to that and you can see if this is for you. Right now, apparently, we still have the summer special going on. So you can try it out for 3 months at a discounted price and move forward from there. If you're feeling like, okay, I I love the discounted price, but I know I can't pay it all at once, I want you to send me a DM and I'll give you special pricing to be able to break that down. You commit to the 3 months and I'll allow you to break it down into monthly. All right. Because I want people to be able to do this. Your health is so important. I was talking to a close friend of mine today, and she mentioned someone that a mentor that she has that she had been working with for different things and just adores this mentor. It's the first person who ever actually saw her, felt like she really saw her, right? And the mentor, and my friend is a health and wellness coach. So the mentor came to her about a month ago and said, "Oh, we got to get together and start working together on this, on my health, because I need to lose this 100 pounds. I'm done with it, and I need to start prioritizing my health and get things in order." And so she was like, "Okay, great, let's do it." And then the mentor said, "But I just paid for this business coaching, and so I'm not able to do it just yet. But I'm ready. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get started. In a few weeks. I'm so ready." And so my friend's like, "Okay, I'm waiting for you, right?" So a few weeks go by and she hadn't gotten the call. And so she's like, "Huh, I hadn't heard from her in a while." Well, she reached out and her mentor's family reached back and said she'd passed away. And my friend was completely devastated. Of course, she's feeling like she didn't do enough, all these different things. And if you guys have heard my story about one of my former clients, very similar situation, right? So she lost her mentor, um, and not and her mentor passed away because of her health, basically. And when we get in these situations, we think, what is more important, right? So even if you decide that you don't want to join Reclaim Your Curves community, right, and get the tools, the strategy, the resources, as well as the support, community, and guidance to actually be successful on your health journey, because you feel like you're not ready to invest, you don't want to invest, you watch enough YouTube and you think you can do it, whatever that thought is, because I've been there, I've had all those thoughts before, 8 years ago and so on. But if let's say you don't want to join it, at least use these three secrets, because this is how you get the weight off and keep it off for good. This is how you improve your health for good and sustain the results. No more up and down, no more playing with this. This is important, right? You are important and you're worth it. That's the other thing, right? We sit there and we're thinking about all these things. I had a client once, and this is before we started working together. She was saying that she wanted to join my program, and this was even before I had a membership. So back then, I just had my regular kind of one-on-one and group coaching program. And she's saying, "I really want to work with you. I really want to work with you." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. Here's the price, whatever." And she's like, "Oh, but My son is in football and my daughter's in cheer, and we're supposed to be doing this weekend and that. Like we're going to a wedding. I've got to give a gift. Like she had all these things, and I thought, really, at what point is any of that more important than your health? Like, that's what I thought. I tried not to judge though. But I mean, because I remember doing that same thing. When my son's in karate, my kids are in karate, and my son's in volleyball. So I got to get him, violin. I got to get him violin. Like, I had all these things that were more important. Essentially, I was saying were more important than my health. And that's what my client was saying. So before we began working together, and I was like, all those things are, I get it. It's important. You want your kids to be in stuff, right? Football is important. But is your kid going to the NFL? Right? Cheer is important. But is your daughter going to be going to get a scholarship to college from cheer? Likelihood is no, right? But in 20 years, or not even 20, in 10 years, when they're in college or out of college, what are they going to be thinking about if you're immobile? Are they gonna be thinking, "Oh, I'm so glad she paid for my cheer," right? Or are they gonna be thinking, "Wow, I wish my mom could walk all the way to the stage and see me graduate, see me walk across the stage and get my diploma," right? That's what's important to kids. Like, for a while, our kids think about it, during COVID, I know for us, our kids weren't in sports and stuff during COVID because they weren't happening really around here. So, I mean, we did other stuff together, and they played, they had a great time. But they didn't care that they weren't doing chair. They didn't care that they weren't doing gymnastics or whatever, right? And now they're able to do some things again, and that's cool. But we aren't deciding, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and not get my medication, or not. I'm going to go ahead, because that's essentially what we're saying, right? I'm going to go ahead and not get my medication, or I'm going to go ahead and not improve my health because of cheer. She's got to do cheer. My daughter, if you ask her right now, like she's in and out of here, so she might be able to ask her. But if you ask her right now, what's more important? Having mommy go, hang out with you and go for walks with you, play games with you, sit on the floor and play the games, and go swimming with you. Like we went swimming for half the day today because that's what we do in the month of August. But would you rather your mommy go swimming with you and go for walks with you and hang out with you and do things with you, or and improve her health, or would you rather be in cheer? I promise you she's going to say she'd rather have me doing these things with her, you know? And my son, we actually had a video when I think he was like 9 or 10 years old. He asked if he could record a video about how life was before. And I don't think I ever even posted it, which is so funny. But he started talking about, because he's the only one that remembers me, that really truly remembers me, before I got on my health journey and really lost the weight, right? He remembers that time when I couldn't go to his football game because I couldn't take the walk down the hill, right? And really, I couldn't take the walk back up the hill. And so he remembers, me not being able to see him play violin because I couldn't sit on the floor in the front with the other parents, and there were no chairs available, right? So he remembers those things. And so he talked about it. He talked about those days and how now it's so much better because I can go and play outside with them and run around and do things. And that's what he talked about when he was 9 or 10 years old. It's he's 15 now, so he probably ain't talking much anymore. But no, he we have some conversations. But anyways, but that's the thing, right? So if this is something that's important to you and you're ready to invest in your health and prioritize your health, then you can go to reclaimyourcurves.com. Right now, I posted the link in here. You can go to there and join, right? With the discount, you join for 3 months, and there's a discount right now for that, right? And if you're like, I really want to do this, but I really can't pay for 3 months all at once, send me a DM. Actually send me an email. I'm gonna put my email here. Oh, somebody just joined. Okay. Congratulations. I don't. I can't see the name, sorry. When it emails me, it just shows me like someone just joined, but it doesn't show me the name. But congratulations, whoever that was, right? But I'm gonna send you an email. I mean, you can send me an email. I just put my email in here, right? If you're feeling like, okay, I really want to do this, but I can't pay for 3 months, right, at all at one time. I can pay it monthly or whatever it is. Then send me an email. Let me know that, and I'll send you a special code or something to be able to shift it into like a monthly payment so you can and stay at the same price so that you can do it and commit to 3 months, right? Because once you commit to 3 months, you get to commit to 3 more months or whatever it is that's going to allow you to fully achieve your goals because it is achievable and it's doable. All right. So, anyways, I've been on here 40 minutes, a little longer than I was expecting because I got it. It's Uno time, right? We haven't played Uno today, and apparently that's a thing that we get to do every day, right? So it's Uno time with my babies. But this has been such a great conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Lastly, I'm going to give the three secrets again. Oh gosh, that's ridiculous. The three secrets. It's change changing your relationship with food, managing stress, and having a community to support you with support, guidance, and resources, right, that are going to allow you to achieve your goals. All right. And you have the opportunity right now. I've opened up enrollment for reclaimyourcurves.com. So you can join there. Right now, we still have the summer special going on, which is likely going to change this week. I'll be sending out the information. I'll be sending it over to my team to update the pricing this week. So you want to get in now. If you are feeling like I really want to do this, but I really can't afford to pay 3 months in full, then like I said, send me an email. I've got my email list right there. You can send me an email, say, hey, I really want to join, but I was on live today. I can't pay for 3 months in full. You know, can you help me can you break it down? And I'll send you a code to be able to break it down over 3 months. So you get to pay monthly, basically. All right. Like, I don't do that often. I don't even offer that. Actually, I've never offered that, but I'm doing that today because I really want to help people. The reason I created this membership was to allow for wellness, overall wellness in body and mind, right? That is why I created this relation or this membership. So again, we have twice a month sessions, right, on Zoom. So we're meeting like in person, right? I see you, you see me. You're asking questions. I'm teaching on a subject. It's a whole thing, right? Then we also have a community to chat in, go live in, all that. It's away from Facebook. And then we also have guest speakers come in. We have master classes every month. We have, different things. We also are going to begin beginning next month. We'll be having live workouts once a week. So we're doing things in this community that align with achieving your health goals. That's what's important. And you have the resource, the tools, recipes, all that stuff, meal plans, everything in there that you need to be successful, and I'm giving you the tools and the secrets and the tips to be sustain it long term. All right. So if that's what you want, go ahead to that link, get signed up, or send me the email with any questions, and let's chat about it. All right. All right. I will talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful day, and I plan on going live again next week. All right. I'll talk to you later.